story Vinland Saga starts off about a boy from Iceland named Thorfinn, whose dad is an ex-Viking named Thors, who one day decided to leave the streets and turn his life around. One day, Thors' ex-troops pulled up and asked him to join him in battle again. He tells them no, and they threaten to fold his whole village if he doesn't. We later find out that this was all a setup to kill Thors, and that a Viking army of Danish mercenaries led by a nigga named Askeladd is planning to catch Thors in traffic and knock him off. Askeladd and his niggas push up on Thors, but he beats the shit out of most of them until he ultimately gets folded by Askeladd's archers. After seeing Askeladd and his crew knock off his dad right in front of his eyes, Thorfinn stays with Askeladd and swears to avenge his father by killing Askeladd when he's stronger. Thorfinn eventually finds his way onto the battlefield and gets his first kill. Then we get a time skip with a little montage of him just killing niggas. Askeladd and his people pull up on the Franks and hit his stain while Thorfinn knocks off their captain. After this, he pushes up on Askeladd and asks for a rematch to avenge his father. Then he gets his ass beat. After this, Askeladd and gang are sent on a quest to take control of the landed bridge, but a nigga named Thorkel is there fucking up shit for everyone. So Askeladd tells Thorfinn that if he takes out Thorkel, he will run a fade with him as a reward. Askeladd and his niggas notice that Thorfinn is getting his ass beat, so they leave him for dead. But Thorfinn is able to slice off 2 of Thorkel's fingers and escape. After this, Askeladd and his niggas escape to attack a village a little out west. Then they get word from a Danish soldier that Thorkel has captured the ladyboy Prince of Denmark, and that he's currently on his way to ask the main army for backup. But Askeladd, being the sly nigga that he is, beheads him on the spot and decides to go alone with his forces to save the prince so they can get all the glory for themselves. After this, Askeladd and gang track down Thorkel and they find him holding the prince. They ambush him by setting the forest around them on fire, and they send in Thorfinn to go save the ladyboy and his LGBT friends. While fighting in the forest, Thorkel and Thorfinn exchange some words, and Thorkel tells Thorfinn that his dad is the only nigga on earth that he couldn't fold. After Askeladd and his niggas escape with the ladyboy prince, they call up the king of Wales for backup, and he sends a ship to give him a ride across the river. After they cross, they get ambushed by Welsh soldiers, and Askeladd tells them that he's really a double agent on their side and he secretly hates the Danes. After this, Askeladd and his niggas get stuck in a blizzard on a mountain, so they find a village, murder everyone in it, and then take all their food. But Askeladd and his niggas did a shitty job, and one of the villagers managed to survive to inform Thorkel about Askeladd and his troops' whereabouts. Meanwhile, Askeladd has Ragnar killed so he can be the prince's right-hand man because he thinks he can make the prince into a savage. They later get attacked by an English army and find out that Thorkel and his niggas are pushing up fast. Some of Askeladd's men find out about this and try to switch sides and take the prince so that Thorkel will spare them. But Thorkel doesn't give a fuck about this and kills them anyway, except for Askeladd. While all this is going on, the ladyboy prince speaks to the dead spirit of Ragnar. Then he speaks to the priest about the meaning of love and death, which causes him to grow some balls and turn into a real nigga. Meanwhile, Thorkel tells Thorfinn that if he gives him a rematch, he'll tell him about his dad's past. During the fight, we find out that Thors faked his death to leave the military because he had a child. We also find out that Thorkel is Thorfinn's great uncle. Thorfinn later gave Thorkel an L after he finished telling the story. After this, Prince 2.0 pulls up and talks sense to everyone. Then he accepts Thorfinn and Askeladd as his followers and leads everyone back to his kingdom for the Imperial Council. While there, Thorfinn runs into a homie from his home village who he hasn't seen in years since he left with Askeladd. Meanwhile, Askeladd battles Bjorn, who's on his deathbed, and puts him out of his misery. Then he battles Thorfinn again, but it ends with the same result. After this, we find out that the king is secretly trying to assassinate the prince, and Thorfinn gets arrested. Later on, the nigga from Thorfinn's hometown, who I don't remember, talks him into coming home while he's in jail. But Thorfinn feels like something isn't right and goes to find Askeladd. When he finds Askeladd, he sees Askeladd has beheaded the king and is fighting all the nobles at the Imperial Council. Thorkel and the prince are talking as all this unfolds, and it turns out that Askeladd only killed the king so he wouldn't attack his homeland Wales, and he's putting on a crazy act so that the prince can kill him and get all the credit and be named the new king of England. Thorfinn sees Askeladd die and gets hit with the roller coaster of emotions. Askeladd tells him to move on and go live life, and that his real battle is yet to come. And credits, nigga. Alright, that was Vinland Saga in minutes. I hope you niggas enjoyed it. I know it's been like a year since I made a video, but I'll make more. I promise. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see, nigga. Alright, bye.